Hello fellow Scratchers, welcome to the much anticipated episode 2 of our space shooter tutorial Lemonoid Invasion. And this is going to be exciting, as those rampant lemons are finally about to make their appearance. We are also going to cover a common cause of many a Scratcher's headache, two-way collisions between clones. Do lasers hit lemons, or lemons hit lasers? So yeah, we had lots of fun with episode 1, and I got such an amazing response. Just look at all these Scratch projects. Wow! If like me you want to see more, then stay tuned because I'm going to dig into these later on in the video. So cool, I just love what you guys are creating. But now, on with part 2. Okay, I've updated the Lemonoid asset project on my Griffpatch tutor account. A link to it is available under the video. You don't need to use these, but I've added some new sounds to the project that I will be making use of today. For convenience, they're all in this sprite, named All Audio. I'll just backpack the audio sprite and we're ready to go. Open the tutorial project and drag the audio sprite from your backpack into the project like so. Let's see what we have. There's the main music theme at the top here, a laser sound, and 3 explosions. That's cool. Hey, why don't we make use of the game music right away? Drag the top sound into the stage sprite. Have you made an audio loop before? It's dead easy. Now in the stage sprite, add a when green flag clicked, and start a forever loop. Then simply drop in the topmost play sound block. That's the play sound until done one. Give it a test. Oh yeah, I can almost feel those lemons charging up their juice-powered space drives. But before we can shoot them in style, we really need an audible laser sound. Back in the All Audio sprite. Let's drag the laser Shoot 16 sound to the laser sprite. And then, in the laser sprite, simply place a start sound laser right at the top of the When I Start as clone block. This time, don't use the start sound and wait. Otherwise, your new laser sprite won't appear until the sound has finished playing. That would not be good at all. Testing that now. And yeah, that will do fine. You'll note that I edited this sound to make it quite a bit quieter than its original level, because otherwise it would get super annoying. Okay, it's been a long time coming, but it's lemon time. Make a new sprite and name it Lemon. Now, I don't know which of you have studied the finer qualities of the majestic lemon's subtle form, but let me quickly guide you on how to draw this surprisingly complex fruit. Start with a yellow oval, around 11 grid squares wide and 7 squares tall. Now, this is important. Using the selection tool, click and drag the entire lemon until it snaps to the centre of the canvas. See this little centre indicator snap into place? This ensures the lemon rotates nicely around in the middle when we add it into the game. Your spacecraft should have been done the same way. Next, I'm using the shaping tool to pull in the line above and below each end of the lemon. That's pretty cool. I think I could tweak this lemon shape forever. Okay, we should name the costume Lemon. And then we'll make a second costume, which we'll name Big. If you've followed any of my other tutorials, you'll know all about this. We can use it when we want a sprite to move off screen. This one is going to be huge though. Zoom right out of the drawing canvas like so, and then use the rectangle tool to draw the biggest rectangle you possibly can, even bigger than the main canvas. That should do us just fine, and will allow us to move things really far off the screen. Right, to code then. Let's set the sprite up how we want it. When green flag clicked, switch to the lemon costume and then right away send the lemon sprite to the back layer. This will be important to ensure the lasers and the player appear in front of the lemons. But it has another effect, and that is to change the order of which sprite scripts run first. But that is a story for another tutorial. Set size to 300, and run the project to check the sprite's size. Yeah, that's about right. If your sprite isn't showing, then just tap the show button here. Okay, so the plan is to use clones to bring the new lemons into the game. So we'll hide this initial lemon sprite just like we did for the main laser sprite. Only the clones of the lemon will be made visible. So the game has now begun, but we should delay our first lemon's appearance using a wait block. However, I'm going to set it to 0 until later on, as having to wait would make testing annoying. We'll increase it later. Next we'll add a forever loop. This is where we'll begin cloning lemons. Make a new block named new enemy and use it in the forever loop. This will create the clone, and so we then just need to wait for 2 seconds to begin with before repeating and creating the next enemy lemon. Now this will be far too quick for our real game, but again it will make testing things easier. Let's think now about how we want a new enemy to appear. My idea is to create each lemon off screen, and then to get the lemon to slowly drift in towards the centre of the stage, pass by and slip quietly off the other side. There's a number of ways I can think of setting this up, and the one I settled on is this. Position a lemon in the middle of the screen, turn it to face a random direction, and then walk it backwards off screen. So now, if we slowly move the lemon forward, it is guaranteed to come back to the middle before continuing onwards. Excellent. Let's get scratching. We'll start by switching the lemon sprite to use the big costume. After all, we want to push the lemon far off screen, so this is a must. Now position in the centre of the stage with a go-to x0 and y0. I'm going to make a new variable though, to keep track of the lemon's direction of movement. Naming it dir, D-I-R, ensuring it's for this sprite only. Now set it to pick random of -180 to 180 to give us a full circle of possible directions. Now we can use a point in direction of dir. Good. So all that's left is to walk it backwards off the screen. So move by -350. Negative movement always moves a sprite backwards. Okay, the lemon should be well off screen, so it's safe to switch back to the lemon costume once more. Lastly, before we actually clone our lemon, we should decide how fast it will travel. So make a new variable named speed, again ensuring it's for this sprite only, as we want different lemons to have their own speeds. I'm going to set speed to 1. That's nice and slow for the initially large lemons. And now, yay! We create clone of myself. All the work we just did will be copied into the new clone, ready to go. Wow, we're doing a lot of coding without a test, and that can make finding problems harder. But we're not quite ready yet. The lemon should be cloning off screen, but we haven't yet told it what to do when it gains consciousness. So, when I start as a clone, show the lemon. And straight into a forever loop. Then simply move it forwards by speed. And we can test! Yay! And here comes a lemon. Gosh, they really are slow. They are coming in from random directions. Forgive me if I speed this up. And they are travelling through the centre of the screen before moving off the other side. Ah, except not quite. Look at this. I've coloured the border so you can see it. The lemons are getting trapped on the edge of the screen. We should have used the big costume trick. Switch the costume to big before we move the sprite forward, and then afterwards switch it back to lemon. Easy as lemon pie. Now you can see each citrus oval glides smoothly out of view. Much better. But where do they go? The answer is nowhere useful. Yet. In games like this one, it is common to allow the enemies to wrap around from one side of the level to the other. This way, we are forced to keep shooting them to prevent us being overrun as more and more enemies are introduced into the game. Make a new custom block, and we'll name it Wrap Around. And move it into some free space. We can make use of the new block here, just after moving forwards, but before we switch back to the lemon costume. Wrapping around then. We could code this the shorter, but trickier to understand way, using mods, or do it the long but simple way. This time we are going to do it the long simple. Bring in an if-else block. Check if X position is greater than 350, that's way off the right hand side of the screen. We want it to wrap back around to the left, so set X to -350. But what if the lemon has moved off the left side of the screen? If X position is less than -350, then we set X to 350. That wraps it back over to the right again. Sorted. Let's do the same for the Y positions. I'm going to duplicate the whole thing. But to be honest, we have to change so much that we might be better off scripting this all over again. If Y position is bigger than 280, set Y position to negative 280. Else, if Y position is less than minus 280, then set Y to 280. Cool. That looks about right. Let's test it. Whoa, and now it occurs to me that with this many lemons spawning, I can't easily tell if this wrapping around is working or not. I'm going to change the speed of the lemons to be 8, and increase the delay between new lemons to be every 10 seconds. And then let's test again. Yeah, now I can see that the single lemon is travelling off the bottom and reappearing at the top. Very nicely. Clicking the green flag again causes the lemon to start in a different direction, and we can confirm that it wraps around again. Top to bottom, right to left right, etc. Okay, let's put the delay back to 1 second, and the speed also to 1. Now look at this. All the lemons are coming headlong towards me. But something is amiss. You see, these lemons are not projectiles or spacecraft. I want them to be more akin to space rocks. And everyone knows that space rocks, and lemons for that matter, spin around as they travel through space. Our lemons have no spin. And here we run into a little problem. If we start turning our lemons to make them spin around, then the direction the lemon travels in will change too, because they're always travelling forward. But we wanted the lemons to travel in straight lines. So we have a challenge to solve, because I really want those spinning yellow fruits. Okay, let's set that wait block back to 2. It was just too quick. Now find the when I start as a clone script. The problem we have is this move block. It'd be useful to be able to move the lemon in a direction other than that which it is facing. Okay, I think you need to know this next trick. I use this all the time in a lot of projects, so I think you may be ready to use it too. Here we go. Change x by speed multiplied by, and here's the bit you won't like, sine of direction. Then we also change y by speed multiplied by cosine of direction. So this is written as sin and cos. So what does this do? Well, believe it or not, this script does exactly the same thing as the move speed block. Don't believe me? Let's swap the move block for those 2 lines and then watch this. Running the project now, and there! Behold, the lemons are travelling just the same as if we were using the old move block. Well, welcome to the mathematics of the move block. This is actually how the move block works. It will be using a sine and cos itself to work out how to move forward. So why bother telling you this little nugget of information? Well, we wanted to be able to move the lemon in one direction while it is facing a different direction. And now with this change we can. All we need to do is drop in the direction here. So replace the direction reporter with our variable dir, dir. Yes, now it becomes obvious why I made this variable way back at the beginning. We can just check everything is still working. Yeah, and so the fun bit. Place a turn right by 5 degrees just after the change y block. Are you ready for this? Woohoo, look at that! We have our beautifully sour juicy nuggets spinning menacingly towards the centre of the stage. That's a victory for us. But our revelling will be short-lived if we don't sort out our lasers. I have the need to start fighting back. We'll start in the lemon sprite. Add an if check after switching back to the lemon costume here. And simply check whether the lemon is touching a laser. If it is, then for now, just delete this lemon clone. Run the project, And finally, we can start to tell those lemons who is boss. Yes, it's me. Well, that's super easy. I can wipe them out before they've even got fully onto the screen. What you need to notice though, is that my lasers are able to wipe out a lemon, but they don't stop there. They continue on destroying all the lemons in their path. Now, this may be your desired behaviour for your game, but for me, I want the lasers to only be able to hit one lemon. And this is where we hit a difficulty. And something that many a scratcher shakes their fist at because it feels like it should be really easy. What is missing is that we know the lemon was touched by a laser clone, but we don't know which clone. How can we find out which one it was? Well, sadly, this question has no easy answer. In reality, there is no 100% accurate way of doing this, without some enormous amount of work anyhow. But luckily, there are simple ways of getting quite close. Start by clicking into the laser sprite. We are going to look out for when the laser is touching a lemon. Add another when I start as clone hat block and wait until the laser is touching a lemon. As soon as this occurs, we delete the laser clone. Right, so is there anything wrong with this? We are now deleting the lemon and the lasers when they are touching each other, right? Sadly, no. Run the project, we have a new problem. These lasers are really not doing a good job of destroying the lemons. All the lasers are being deleted as they touch the lemons, but not so the lemons. They have somehow become much more resilient to our lasers, so we can assume that they are not detecting the laser touches most of the time. So why is that? Well, there are 3 reasons that I know of. Ha! Shall we look at the first? We have 2 sprites, a laser and a lemon. Each one starts by moving the sprite and then checks whether it is colliding with the other sprite. But although it looks on screen like these 2 sprites are moving at the same time, they are not. No, everything in Scratch runs in an order, one after the other. You don't see this on screen because it all happens too fast within a single screen refresh. So, in our example here, the laser sprite scripts run first. It moves the laser forward and then checks for collisions. Nope, no collision there. Next, the lemon gets to run its scripts. It moves forward. No collision. At this point, the screen will refresh and the player sees both sprites have moved towards each other. Now it's the laser's turn again. It moves forward, and aha! It has detected a collision. What does it do next? Well, it deletes itself. Can you see the problem yet? Now the lemon script runs, and the lemon moves, and checks for a collision. Yep, there's no laser. So this lemon is safe and doesn't get deleted. Bother. In computer terms, what we have here is called a race condition, as only one of these sprites will touch first and get deleted. But we want both to get the chance to collide, so what do? There is a simple remedy for this. All we need is for the laser to not get deleted until the lemon has run its next script. Then the lemon will also get to detect the collision, and we can delete them both. Hurrah! This is quite easy to do. Before we delete the laser clone, drop in a wait block, and we'll wait for 0 seconds. Now hold on, was that a mistake? Oh no, this is really cool. When you use await 0, Scratch will always wait for the next screen refresh, even if you don't put in a length of time. So that will ensure the lemon gets its moment to run, and then we are free to delete this clone as before. Let's try that again now. And look at that! So much more promising. Most of our lasers are colliding correctly. I can't help but note that a few lasers are somehow getting through. Not to worry. I did say I could think of 3 reasons why collisions were not working, and we've only addressed one of them. We'll come back to this again later. Right now though, I'm really keen to focus on what happens when a lemon is hit. Click into the lemon sprite. If you paid attention to my original gameplay video, you probably saw that these lemons are destined to split into 3 smaller lemons when destroyed. This is a classic Asteroids mechanic, and I love it. We can make a start on this by replacing the delete clone with a new custom block named enemy hit. move the delete clone block over here. Okay, when a lemon is hit, we want it to split into smaller lemons. Let's begin by making the lemon half its original size by setting size to size divided by 2. We can test that. Yeah, I'd say this is mostly working as expected. But the smaller lemons are getting a bit too small. At some point, they should stop shrinking and just be deleted instead. Check if size is less than 35. And use the delete this clone block if it is. Giving that a quick test should now let me put pay to those tiny lemons. And yep, I can confirm they are no more. Super! Now before we split, we also want our lemons to travel faster. So set speed to speed multiplied by 1.5. And to mix things up, let's change the direction of the first lemon by a random number between 0 and 180. And here we go. We split the lemon. Create a clone of self. Now we have 2 lemons, but they are facing the same direction, so change the variable dir by 120. That's a third of a full circle turn. Now clone again to make the third lemon, and finally change dir by another 120. Oh yeah, now this is exciting. Just before we test, increase the time between new lemons appearing from 2 to every 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to test this. Woohoo, this is sweet! I love how those look as I blast them apart. And wow, how fast those little ones are travelling. That makes them much more dangerous and tricky to shoot. The more I blast, the more lemons start to fill up the screen. That's wonderful. But now I'm seeing a lot more missed collisions between lasers and the smaller, more speedy lemons. I think we should take a look at collision issue number 2. The second problem lies again in the order of our scripts. Here, a laser is chasing a lemon. The laser, as before, collides first. So now we are being clever and not deleting the laser yet. We allow the lemon a chance to run its scripts. So here goes. It first does its movement scripts. Uh-oh, do you see the problem? The lemon only checks for collisions after moving. And oh my gosh, no collision is detected. It's moved too far away. Okay, so how do we solve that? Simple. We change the order of the lemon scripts to perform the collision check first, before moving. Like this. Now we ensure that the lemon is in the same position as it was when the bullet did its collision check first, detecting the same collision but in reverse. So yeah, in the lemon sprite, move the if-touching laser to be the first thing we do in the forever loop, even before changing the costume. That's important. Let's give it a try. I'm just picking off one lemon at a time, and all I can say is, yes, I'm not seeing any failed collisions at all now. That seems to have fixed the problem. Sweet. So, I'm really pleased how these lemons are looking, and especially how well our collisions are being detected. There's still quite a bit of polish before it looks at its best. That though will have to wait until episode 3, where we'll be adding lemon health, special effects like light flashes, and god rays, and of course, camera shake. It's going to look amazing. Right, before we go, as I promised, let's take a look at some of the projects created by fellow Scratchers, starting with 2 of my awesome channel members. Thanks guys. Raz Kanaz kindly shared with me their take on episode 1. They followed the tutorial and then added mobile controls. How cool is that? This will be awesome once we introduce the lemons. Wow. I just wish that Scratch supported dual touch because we can't use both sticks at once. Raz Kanaz thought of this too, and the project comes in 2 flavours. This second version simply follows the mouse, firing as it goes. Awesome work. And here's another project, this time by channel member Jude Pom. Oh wow, look at this, it's a full game. Well done. I don't think I can actually control the cat. No, they are just floating around, but I have to shoot these lemons before they reach Lemon Girl in the middle. Poor Lemon Girl. I'd love to know her backstory. Thanks so much for creating this game for us, Jude Pom. And now, just look at all these other projects in the Lemonoid studio. If you want some inspiration, you just need to have a click through these. I'm dead impressed with you guys, well done. And that is all we have time for this episode. If you like this video, then please smash the like button, subscribe to catch the latest videos, and now, don't forget you have the option to become a channel member if you really want to support the creation of these tutorials. The more support I get, the faster these videos will come. Plus, you get extra perks right away, so please check that out. So until next time, have a great week ahead, and scratch on, guys!